beautiful, isn't he?
I'll take your order if you're
Weep,
polite.
my friends, for Alexander the Innocent. You have interrupted my newest masterpiece.
The bard clears his throat and gargles on his own saliva. He then returns to his poem, but his voice cracks mid-verse.
Well, never you mind. Every sonnet I compose is a masterpiece, and my muse has been begging me to write something new. Wait! You might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. All I ask in return is a handful of coins. It's an offer of a lifetime. Magnificent! But if I am to write a first-rate work, you must face some difficult questions. Are you prepared to answer?
He stares at you for a few torturing moments.
My first question. Are you hungry? Actually, that's not quite what I mean. But you eat flesh. When you look at me, what do you see? A dwarf? A bard? A meal?
See the cook for stew, friendo.
He smiles a crooked smile and runs a hand through his greasy hair.
An elf craves those memories like an addict craves Drudanay. A pity that you turn to the dead for emotional sustenance. Would you not rather form bonds with the living?
See the cook for stew, friendo.
I suspect you collect memories not for knowledge, but from fear. Your homeland fell to the ravages of war and death fog. You worry of more loss, more loneliness. Tell me, elf, are you afraid?
The bard hems and haws, then bellows his next words to anyone who might hear.
To all lovers of verse, I bring glorious news. I have completed another modern classic. An elf collects the wisdom of the ages,
Together, Bree.
learned from flesh and bone both left behind. Fill up on tales lived by
I'll take
cultures
your order
past.
if you're polite.
Ain't met many elves, but they don't sound too bad. I'll guess you're...
A wealth of knowledge, not of shiny trinkets.
I'll take your order if you're polite, elf.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations.
I told you to scram once. Don't make me say it with my fist. You can't buy my friendship. But you can buy 10 seconds of me eyeballs examining the ground for, let's say, a small fortune. You look like you'd be good for it.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
He pockets the coin and gazes dramatically at the ground mere inches from your feet.
Stew.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends.
I've spotted something.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Look at that. A fresh face. Lean and lovely. Like any true elf. Welcome be, Governor. Take a load off and enjoy Effie's plunder down under.
Smells worse.
Good to meet you, Governor. What's your poison, Dan? A sip or a smoke?
Don't come over. Not like you're buying.
Take all the time you need. Pleasure doing business with you, Governor.
Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Aye, so it is. But not just any Druidnay. Oh no. My own special blends. Further down's the arena, see? And the gladiators are always on the lookout for. And I give them that edge. You could say that my darling herbs flower in the flesh and blossom in the brain. So, if you're interested, Governor, all you have to do is use your imagination. How can I make you bloom?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What do you want? Boss is busy.
Keeping it together.
We don't want to hurt you, Marla.
Loha, you've been living under a boulder.
You're safe among friends.
You really ticking me off, Marla.
Stick around long enough and you will. Best to get on his good side early if you're new in town.
No more she ain't.
Listen up. Don't waste his time. These are explosive times. Be respectful.
Not in any mood to talk about it.
I brought you up from girl to woman, Marla. Like you was my own. This...
He lifts his right arm, showing a white bandage beneath his ribs. A wet red spot shows through.
This ain't the thanks I expected. Who sent you?
The formidable dwarf slams his fist on the side table. You hear a loud crack.
Enough! Do you know they killed Anhar? Do ya? Start talking sense or I'll take that tongue right out of your mouth and fry it for supper.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over.
Bart, Cade, get her to talk or bleed her out. She ain't one of mine anymore.
Visit your tunnel. Who will?
His sneer travels from the restrained dwarf to you.
And you. You better have a damn good reason for coming here.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
What's got
You're
you?
safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Brave lad, waltzing in here now. I hope for your sake you've got good news for me.
I almost feel bad for you. Almost.
You came into my house, bub, not the other one.
He winces loudly and holds a hand to the bandage on his side. The large red spot in its centre has grown larger and wetter.
Leave a wound alone and it'll patch itself right up. Longer it takes, the less likely you'll let it happen again.
I don't come visit you, Ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Sure I did. I lay my trust where I shouldn't have. Won't happen again. So, how'd you make it out of Fort Joy?
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
We ain't gonna keep you around much longer.
Give it a rest. I don't like liars. And if you are who I think you are, who I know you are, then you may have some... You one of her little seekers? Chasing down Godwoken and begging them to save us all? That's so.
He leans back and narrows his eyes, looking you up and down.
You know, the order's been going on about Godwoken for an eon now. Voidwoken's still lurking, though, and they're still hauling folks off to the Joy. So if you are who you say you are, what's the point of you?
Keep talking to us and you end up getting sawdust from a cell floor.
Let me guess. Siva sent you off looking for sorcerers, and it just so happens I can help you, depending on what you can do for me.
What's got into you?
Everything costs something round here. Only question is how much you're willing to pay. I got people to maintain. You help me, I help you. Simple as that.
He gestures towards the bandage across his side.
Had a bit of family trouble lately. My girl Marla got it in her head to come after me with a short blade. That ain't like Marla. Ain't like her to pull the silent treatment either. Something's going on. And wouldn't you know it, that blade she used wasn't any normal bit of steel. Belonged to another of my people. Guy's name is Mordus. Bit of a loner, but smart as hell. I sent a few guys to go check on him, see if he knew what had got into Marla, but no one can find him. I'd like a word with the guy.
We ain't gonna keep you around much longer.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Glad you see it that way. No one's seen him in a good few. I've got some people checking out his house near the tavern now, though. Tell them I sent you, and they'll let you know what they've found. Truth is, they might be glad to see you. Reckon a sorcerer will have better luck finding one of their own. Well, like I said, Mordus is a special guy. A sorcerer, matter of fact. Maybe even one of the ones Siva's after. If there's something you want to find out from him, you might want to ask before I have my word with him. Here, you can take this off my hands. More suited to your kind, really. Good luck.